last. They are underway. And the senior girls race explodes into life here in Sussex. It's blustery, it's cold, but it's a bright day and the track has held firm. We are ready for a fantastic race of just a shade 1,000 metres. And as Tim has said numerous times this afternoon, the arrow forms naturally as they make their way to the first big descent on the course. You have one athlete with a sort of 4 or 5 metre gap on the rest. 62, that's good running from Imogen Wharton of Cheshire. 5:05, not too far behind. That's Maisie Bellwood, who was second in the National Championships. And I just got a glimpse there of one Bell of Cumbria. But a big group now negotiating this first right-hand turn for them, left as we look at it.
Yeah, well, we're fairly familiar with this course now. The various loops, though, are confusing at times. Drone shots are absolutely fantastic, aren't they? Beautiful in the sunshine, the shadows lengthening, of course, as the sun drops. This is still mid-March, so there are no warm temperatures yet. But it is perfect cross-country weather. And look at that, I love seeing the parents fly lap after lap, 2 or 3 times perhaps on each of these laps. One of the advantages of the circuit here is that it's a wide left to right circuit. Actually, it travels north to south, but it's very wide and long and not much gap across the middle. So it means parents can watch the athletes from one side of the course and run across pretty quickly to the other side and see them again. Let's see that here.
Yes, it's traditionally not that good as to sport cross country, but here it's absolutely brilliant. Imogen Warrington AC athlete, 2:18, 800 metres, have gone very hard. 42nd at Parliament Hill Nationals, but she's gone out very hard indeed. And it looks like that Isla McGowan might be up. I think that might be McGowan in 3rd place, where the early leader Imogen Wharton now succumbs in place, and that is McGowan in 3rd, I believe, just out of picture. And another big bold move off the front. We'll bring you that number as soon as we possibly can.
Well, Imogen Wharton, Rob, you mentioned she's run 2:18 for 800, 4:40, 32 for 1,500 metres. Good young athlete. And that 42nd at the Saucony English National Cross Country at Parliament Hills was either a terrible run at the races, or she's having a freakishly good day today. Well, she's fooling everybody. Just fracked last year, she was in 60th place. So it makes you wonder how much better than that she can finish here today. Around the English schools, 1,500 metres last summer, finished down the heats actually of the 1,500 metres, but that's a big lead she's building over a massive.
It certainly is. And I think it might be Maisie Bellwood. Yes, it is. 5:05. That's Bellwood leading, 5th in the Intercounty, 2nd in the Nationals. Isla McGowan in 2nd place. 5:17 there as well. 5:17. Tilly Nicol of Wiltshire running very well towards the front of the field. So McGowan is there, but so too Maisie Bellwood, waiting for confirmation to see where Katie Pye might be. European Youth Champion, who's won the English Schools Cup, the Surrey County Championship and the Southern Championship.
Well, these athletes, each of them pushing, looking for place after place. It's easy to get into a rhythm and just jog along or run along the side, the athletes beside you, but you almost need to sort of pinch yourself every couple of minutes and try and push on and redouble your efforts to try and pass those that you're running with. And always good to have a sort of target, chasing somebody. Look at looked up here, Rob, that is a massive lead. You can't see, just bottom right of your screen, you can just see other athletes behind. But she's got a lead there, as Imogen Wharton, of about 40 metres at the moment. 5 minutes on the clock.
Well, it's an absolutely brilliant and very bold piece of front running here. Imogen Wharton, athlete to go to the front. She's now been swallowed up in the pack because we're looking at Maisie Bellwood, 5:05 from West Yorkshire leading. She's got a gap of around about 20 metres, and she's got brilliant pedigree with that 5th in the inter-counties and 2nd in the championships. She goes on the descent now. She's just towards the top of your picture, and the rest of the field have got to start giving chase here. It's not as far as the previous race. There she is in the foreground. 5:17 in the background is Tilly Nicol of Wiltshire. There, 3:85. No move yet. There in the middle of the pack is Katie Pye. Oxfordshire packing well. Evie Powell running up in that group with 3:87. But what a story it would be for West Yorkshire's Maisie Bellwood if she was to hang on for the win.
She was 86th last year, Rob, Maisie Bellwood. An incredible run here. She was obviously the lower half of the age group last year. But boy, has she improved this last year. We talked about that earlier, how athletes can improve dramatically at this age from one year to the next. You make such giant inroads. There she goes now, Bellwood through in that blue strip.
But I wonder, Tim, I think McGowan is beginning to close the gap a fraction. It's been a very, very bold run from the West Yorkshire athlete. And as we watch fine runners here in 30th, 40th, 50th. Brilliant running. Very, very competitive, the English schools. When we get back, we see that Isla McGowan, the European youth silver medalist over 1,500 metres, I think she's closing the gap on the West Yorkshire leader, Maisie Bellwood. And also Katie Pye beginning to make a move, having won the inter-counties and beaten Isla McGowan into 2nd place. It's beginning to bubble really nicely here.
As you can see the pack pouring through on this down section, this course, just looking at where they make their run. They've got one big lap followed by one slightly bigger lap. There they are at the bottom section of the course. That's the lowest point, so to speak, down towards our. And then up this long strip, this long climb beside the woods. And they're now on the 2nd lap, 7.5 minutes on the clock. Remember, this full distance is only 4,000 metres, 4.1 kilometres. So they are on the 2nd lap. And you can see there, Imogen Wharton, right to picture, pushing on strong.
No, that's McGowan. McGowan's now in the lead. So McGowan has moved past Maisie Bellwood. Bellwood was leading. She wears bib 5:05. That's Isla McGowan, 2nd in the inter-counties behind Katie Pye. And really trying to look at that high knee lift.
I was going to say, she looks the part, doesn't she? Beautiful form.
Really driving into that incline, as Tim Hutchings would have been proud of that that gait and that cadence back in the day.
Black and white film as it was.
So McGowan is pulling away. Now, who's that in 2nd place? There's a clear athlete in the silver medal position, and then there's a 3, 4, 5, 6 of them all battling for the bronze at the moment. But Isla McGowan hoping to upgrade her silver from the inter-counties to gold here in the English schools. We're still waiting to get a confirmation on the identity of the athlete in 2nd. It's hard to tell from these aerial images, but there's the gap. McGowan round that corner. The athlete in 2nd is sprinting. McGowan coached by Ross Kelling, a proud representative of the Banbury Club. Now back towards her right-hand side. Whoever's in 2nd is running really.
She's a very, very classy track runner, is Isla McGowan. 2:07 for 800, 4:14 for 1,500 metres. She's got good speed endurance too, 9:39 for 3,000 metres. And yeah, Rob, you mentioned how she has run so well this winter already. Won the British Athletics Cross Challenge. 2nd in that up in Glasgow earlier on in the year. And last year at the English schools in Birmingham on the track, she ran in the heats of the 1,500 metres.
Well, we're getting reports that the athlete in 2nd might be Zoe Gilbody, but it's hard for us to see from the
Just checking here, McGowan actually, so she ran the heats the 1500 metres. That's because she went on to win the final of the English schools 1500 metres brilliantly in 4:20.97. And her lifetime best is 4:14, so she had a bit to spare in that one. But really good form on that upslope, Robin. It's established, I think it's beginning to look unassailable.
Yes, her cadence is much more positive than Zoe Gilbody, but a wonderful run by the Shropshire athlete in second. Katie Pye, the Inter-Counties champion, I think is the athlete coming towards us in third. 4:57 is Katie Pye, and that is her 1:7. Still an excellent run by Tilly Nicol of Wiltshire in fourth. So the two that we expected to battle for the gold are actually in first and third, separated by Gilbody of Shropshire in second. Keep going, keep going. Prize from the side of the course. Good running there from 1:57. That's Lily Tyler of Essex going through shot. 4:22. Good run from Lilia Harris of South Yorkshire. Shortening strides as the fatigue begins to take hold. Those coming through in what, 50th, 60th, 70 position. Great athletes. Good afternoon to the family of 170. That's Ella Spencer of Gloucestershire.
You know what, though, Rob? They're moving well, many of these young girls, and they've sort of withstood the difficulty of this course really well, because that is a vicious upslope they've negotiated a couple of times now. They're on the second. Nearly 12 minutes on the clock. They haven't got far to go. Remember, this full distance is 4.1 kilometres. And that gap, is that closed a little bit?
Oh, do you know, it might have. It might have. That's Isla McGowan right in the centre of your picture, and you can see the shadow of the athlete in second. The last time we checked Gilbody, with Katie Pye, the Inter-Counties champion, quite a long way back in third.
So they negotiate that pond loop, and the gap between second and third is probably about 60 or 70 metres. But she continues to cover the ground so well. She's a love. She's got a really long, raking stride. I mean, she's so long of limb. Perfect for distance running, but the gap is closing, Rob.
Oh, this could be tight. Gilbody is absolutely sprinting for all she's worth, and she's definitely closing up here. What a finish in McGowan's been passed. She's got to dig deep and find something here. She cannot allow Gilbody to get too far ahead. It was definitely Gilbody the last time we had a check. Athlete 397 from Shropshire, and I think Isla McGowan might be beat. An absolutely brilliant acceleration up that incline, and it is. Zoe Gilbody of Shropshire is going to deny the European youth medalist the title. Still driving, still accelerating. The run of her life. Zoe takes the title for Shropshire, and she's beaten some brilliant athletes to do so. Isla McGowan, the Inter-Counties runner-up, finishes second when it looked for all the world as though the title was heading in her direction. And we're still watching and waiting for the athlete in third. If it's 4:57, right, and it is. So the two who took first and second in the Inter-Counties have finished behind Zoe Gilbody. Brilliant athlete, and what a win for Telford AC and for Shropshire.